Hello, everyone. So, firstly, I just want to say thank you. My voice is nearly gone, but a massive thank you to everyone who came today, who helped organise, including Ella and Harry. Thank you so much. I will admit there was bloody loads of them. Now, the reason being simple: unions, and the very fact that last time outside the IBIS, we embarrassed them. We actually outnumbered them last time, and they obviously felt that. So what they did is organise themselves with 12 other separate organisations: Stand Up to Racism, Queers for Palestine, all those other ones. And they turned up today in force with PA systems louder than ours, battle drums, you name it. They all come by coaches. And the police, which I'm quite disheartened by, because they made themselves come across like they were on our side. We wanted Shire Hall to be our area, to be able to deliver speeches. We made this clear. Give speeches. Now, these speeches were designed to actually put people straight on where we stand, what we actually want. And we still gave the speeches, of course, but they wasn't able to be heard properly. Now, we wanted the speeches to, of course, be videoed, and then they go, and then the left can actually see, and other people who are sat on the fence can see what we are standing for. Because whilst we were in the cross, we had every label under the sun thrown at us. Gammon, fascist, racist, homophobe, this, that, and the other. Whereas in reality, it was the complete opposite. In fact, we got a video, luckily, of this lovely black girl who is a lesbian. She come with her partner, and they come because they are scared, because they had to do lockdown drills at their school. Something unheard of when I was at school and when you were at school. It don't make sense. Instead of our children doing lockdown drills, why don't you take out the risk that's potentially going to make them have to do a lockdown? You completely take the risk out. We're an MEDC. We're a more economically developed country than any other third world country. We had an empire, and now we're having our kids have to hide under tables. That's who we've become, how weak we've become as a country. And I made it clear, very clear today, through the microphone on my speech. This isn't about colour, religion. This isn't about sexuality. It isn't even about faith. It's about culture, identity. If you wasn't born here and you come here and you love this country with a genuine heart, you contribute to it. You don't try to change its traditions or its culture. You can celebrate yours by all means. That's fine. That's fine. But you don't try and change ours. And you don't put our communities at risk. If that is you, this flag belongs to you as equally as it does to me and any other patriot. This is 2025. We have progressed from the 1960s, 70s, 80s. And I know some people have got bad memories still ingrained from when you had the likes of the BNP and the National Front. I get that. However, our message is not about ethnicity, or it's not about skin colour or anything like that. We just want our children and our women to be safe. And from the attacks we see every day take place across our country, they are clearly not safe. Otherwise, people wouldn't have. This year alone has been a historic year for the amount of protests that have taken place. We have a tyrannical, totalitarian government that we need out. Everyone has had enough, including the left. So it was funny at the end. What I will say, okay, the reason, and for other reasons why a lot of people didn't attend today, some people didn't agree with the location, that it was at Shire Hall when it was closed. I get that. That's fine. You still should have stood though. But it doesn't matter. Listen, those who did come today, they stayed until the very bitter end. And the left, the counter-protesters, they went off. They had enough. They got bored. We stayed. We stayed. And, you know, what we did today as well, which is what makes it a success. Nobody got hurt. We had one person arrested for climbing onto a bench or something when he shouldn't have. However, the police shouldn't have nicked him. They should have warned him and said, get down. So that was a bit silly. And when I was driving away and we seen around the corner what they had prepared, what they had in store for people, just in case there was any kind of chaos or whatever, disturbance, was, wow, alarming. The amount of riot vans and riot police was absolutely incredible. And, you know, other reasons as well. You know, the rugby was on. You know, some people wanted to go and watch that. In fact, one of our own stewards, disgustingly, was stood with us. And then just because there was a small number, decided to go, put his high-vis in the bin and go and watch the rugby. Now, if you truly did want to stand for what you believed in, you would not have done that. Instead, you left us. But it's okay. Again, it's only up to those who actually do want change that will stand up for it. And, you know, like I said, if it's those that don't like some people that are in the group, those that don't like me, it's not about me. It's not about my group. It's about the message. It's about what we're putting out there. And as far as those who attacked me last time with Community Solidarity Strike District and all those, bringing up my past, I've already addressed all that. I already told you all. I pleaded guilty as a get out of jail free card with a plea bargain from the CPS. I was on remand. I don't have to explain myself, but I'll do it again just for the record. You know, I was on remand years ago when I was an alcoholic. I was down on my luck at the most worst place in my life. I used to work for the ambulance service, found my so-called partner naked on the sofa with my best friend, seen me hit the bottle even harder. Ended up with loads of hospitalizations. I've got cirrhosis of the liver as a result, and I'm waiting for a transplant. And, you know, I was desperate, so I manufactured my way into prison through breaking the window and begging to be remanded for criminal damage. I was placed on remand. 8 months later, a trial came for where it was actually a street robbery. I've put it below. If you type in YouTube, the Patriotic Christian UK, it says setting the record straight. Go look on the video. And it does. Basically, my barrister, after 25 years of being a barrister, said to me, there's 5 people's word versus yours. You ain't going to win. That was it. He said, not only that, if you step forward in that trial today, they are going to bring up your childhood. They're going to bring up absolutely everything about you. Alcoholism, the lot. You're going to get teared to shreds. And I don't want to see that for you because you're one of our, well, we're representing you. So with that being said, the Crown prosecution said to me, if you put in a late guilty plea, we'll advise the judge, which we're sure that he would, run the actual sentence concurrent with the one that you're currently serving for criminal damage, which would mean that you could possibly be released today. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure anyone who is sat in custody after 6 or 8 months being sober that just wants to be out and be with their family after they've sorted themselves out and got themselves on the straight and narrow would take that opportunity, especially avoiding a trial where you would have had absolutely everything that's private to you and hurtful to you. That is actually, you know, is the reason why I become an alcoholic. I'm not going to go into those reasons, but I was not prepared to go through that. So I put in a late guilty plea. But if you want to know what really happens, go and have a look. But like I said, no one's perfect anyway. You know, no one's perfect. We all make mistakes, and I'm not there for me. I'm there for my kids. I love my kids to bits, And I am absolutely petrified of the way this country is heading. And I'm not going to be here in about 15, 20 years' time, even if I have a transplant, because I've also got another condition which causes blood clots. It's called polycythemia vera, PV. And, you know, I'm stuck, basically. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. However, I want to see change. And if I can pick up a microphone and if I can turn up to an event to, you know, share my message, share my concerns, share my frustrations with other people, and send that to the local authorities, send that to the councils, send that to the government, and let them hear our cries, then that's what I will do. Because there's nothing else we can do. We've tried, and the thing is, as at this point as well, we've tried protests, we've tried petitions, and I know a lot of people, that's why some people as well didn't turn up today, because they're thinking, do you know what, we've done protests, they don't work. They do if you keep going. If you keep putting that pressure on this, another crack, you got to think how much this would have cost today. The council, they're not going to want to keep putting up with the pressure that we're putting on them. And you have to keep putting pressure, because if you don't put the pressure on them to change, then they won't. But if you do continue, do keep and be persistent, and make sure you're there continuously, standing tall, firm with your brothers and sisters, then you will win eventually. And I know it's long, you know, there was one kid I had to explain to today, because he was only young, bless him. He was saying, why has it got to be a peaceful one? I said, because if it's not, a civil war. And that's the stark reality of it, ladies and gentlemen. We don't want to head there, because that would be ugly. It would be horrible. So we've got to keep doing what we're doing. Okay? Keep doing what we're doing. And as I announced earlier, as of today, every first Sunday of each calendar month, we shall be outside the Hotel Ibis, regardless. Every first Sunday of each calendar month. So I believe the first one will be on the 2nd of November. So if you haven't, if you've got time, please come. But what we've got to do as well is you have to play a part in this just as much as I do. You have to share. And I know some of you are worried that your friends or your family or your employers might see things and try and label you. I'm sorry, but if you truly believe what you stand in, or you truly do believe the concerns and have those in your heart, then you will share, you will do your bit. And we need you to. Even if it means you just sending it privately to people that you know that would turn up or share the same concerns with you. That is better than nothing. Or inviting your family and friends. That is better than nothing. So there were plenty reasons, like I said. Today they're all right. We were there out of concern, out of love. And they're all there with... It was funny, like I said, as they were walking off, they were shouting Nazi at us. We were the only ones there with an Israel flag representing the Jews. Explain that to me, and my co-admin, Lindsay, cut the Israel flag down and we held it up against them, saying, ta-da, off you go on your bikes. And off they went. And we left the place cleaner than it was before we arrived. So again, thank you so much to all those who did attend. And guys, make sure you're at the next one. Please do. All right. And, you know, what do I want to say? I had something. But anyway, I actually am happy for what happened with today. I think today was a success. There may not have been a lot of us, right? But we stayed till the end. No one got hurt. Right, and our message has gone to the system, and I made it very clear and answered the councillor Lisa Spivey's question, which was, why are you doing it outside of Shire Hall? Because Shire Hall is responsible for the safety of our children and also their curriculum. So our curriculum and what they're teaching our kids, brainwashing our kids, in fact, is absolutely disgusting. So, you know, we did it there. It wasn't an idea of mine, I will say that. However, you know, today has been done, and tomorrow's a different day. So anyway, guys, I love you all, and I know you'll be at the next one, so I'll see you there. Cheers, guys. I'll put some footage up as well, all the videos and photos, and I'll make a mashup for you to show you the actual joy that we did have today. Okay, so take that away, and don't let anyone down talk you. Thank you so much.